Okay, so here's what's going on with this vehicle in particular. The low beams are the only lights that work on it. The switch for the high beam, low beam does nothing. Just clicks back and forth. Weird thing is, it says it's on high beams. We're driving down the road, low beams are on, not bright at all. High beams don't work whatsoever. So what I'm going to replace is the turn signal switch. That's also the high and low beam switch. Now if you have a turn signal problem where it's not, the turn signals are just froze up or the four ways aren't flashing, most likely that's your turn signal switch relay. For me, this ended up working for my problems, fixing this part. Might not work for you. Again, if you have the other problem, it's probably a relay. To start with there. But it's also up under the dash panel on the left side of the steering column. Is the relay if you need that. So, okay, I'm going to just stutter some more and then we'll start the video. 2000, nope, wrong already. 1998 Jeep Cherokee, classic. Gonna put a new blinker switch on today. I'll get some focus going here, show exactly what I'm talking about. This guy right here. Reason I'm doing this, turn the lights on, no matter what I do, high beams stay on. At least the switch for it does. It's stuck on low beams though, is a weird thing. It says high beams, but it doesn't go on anything other than low beams. We're gonna change this. So first thing we're gonna do is take this panel off. Right here there's 3 bolts that look to be, I'm just guessing, an 8mm or so, and then there's 2 screws here as well. But right here I can use a regular Phillips head screwdriver on these as well, so I'm gonna do that. So I'll take these off and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so this came out real easy. There's these little clips that hold in right here on each side, either side, that they feel like that it doesn't want to come off, but you just give it a little bit of a pull and they pop right out. So it turns out there's actually 3 screws. As you can see where I was yanking on it, I broke the plastic. It's still together there. I might epoxy that or something, or I'll probably just throw it back in there and jam it in because I really don't give a crap. Oh, and then here is a Marlboro from the previous owner, it looks like. Looks like there's a little blue line around it. Must have been a menthol smoker. So after that, I'm just gonna focus up a bit here, sorry. Just pull this off around there, and that pops right off. Easy enough. Okay, get out of there. Okay, I got a little rubber shroud around here. It's like glued to it actually on there. So we're gonna try not to mess that up. But as far as I can tell, looks like there's 3 bolts for the switch handle itself. I'll get the new one out and we'll go from there and look over it before we start ripping on stuff this time. Okay, so what we're gonna use, it is a hex head T20. Let's get. Okay, so what this is held in by, the whole rubber thing I was wondering about here, is there's 3 bolts. One here, and one on the bottom. It's all just a piece of plastic like shroud thing that's on there. We'll just bend it up over and slide it right off. Probably should unhook your battery when you do this, anytime you do. Okay, back over. Anytime you do electrical stuff you can, but I don't really care because I'm just a badass like that. Alright, so I got it out. All I did was lift up on it a little bit like that because it kind of sits down in these 2 little spots, and then I turned it outward like this and then it came right out, and then there is just 2 plug wires there. Alright, well, good news for me is this is actually what the issue was. I'll turn my lights on here, the thing on, it now comes, I don't know if you see the blue, comes on and off. And I can see them changing. I don't know if you see the reflection off my license plate. But that was my problem, was the switch itself in here. That's why my high beams were stuck on, but my low beams were actually stuck on. However you want to figure that out. But I'll put it back together now and mention anything if there's any issues. All right. Upon reassembly, again, I just put it in there and then pushed it over. It didn't want to go in, but it didn't also fight me too much. I also want to note that I had my tilt all the way down, like not up, so I'm giving myself room up top here. There's right here, there's a little tab that sits up next to this here that it kind of, you don't want to break, and it also just, it slides in. Just if you're having or issues with it, it does go in. It's just really tight, and you think you're gonna break it, you won't. I can't say you won't, but it, I didn't. So we'll mutter about some more. We'll throw this piece back on, which that goes on there, and then slide it all the way down, I think. Not quite all the way down, we're about halfway. Okay, there, that's in. Okay, push that down in, and then we'll put these 3 bolts back on, throw the cover on, and be done. Alright. Figured I'd show this part too. So I worked this down in over there. This is over the port. This piece of plastic here, it's on the cover. It gets bent around your tilt lever like that, and then it's all pops together. Then you can just pull it together, and then on this side I'll just pull it down in. Alright, we're going to verify them work. Now turn the lights on. Now push the lever in forward. No, not that one, the high beam lever. Switch them off, pull them back now. Okay. I don't think she understands what I'm trying to... Just use the high beams like you normally would. Are you just hitting it once? Yeah. Okay, they're like blink. Okay, now go back. Let me see what you're doing. Okay, you are doing it right. So they're working high and low. Alright. Huh? Do it again? Okay, yeah, I think they're doing something there. I think I fixed it. Alright. Alright, get out of the way now. Oh. Alright, so, we'll go over everything again. She's going to be on your internet. Okay, first thing to start on, we'll change our exposure. Go over everything real quick. Phillips head screwdriver, 3 bolts for the kick panel here. Comes right out. Then there's 3 underneath here. 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 back up here that I broke, kind of, because I forgot about. This one here is not anything you got to worry about. It's just a hole to get to the cylinder. You take that off, and then them 3, you'll see, it's like a hex, I think they're called hex head. They're star keys. T20's the, tell them you need a T20 bit screwdriver, or they come in these as well, so you can put on your ratchet. So, all right. Hope I confused a bunch of people and helped a few. All right. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn off your Jeep lights when you're done. Amber.